Hi, I will be talking about thin and thick clients. There are many kinds of computing options available in today's technology. It can be as simple as mobile devices with keyboards and mice to a full-blown higher-end computer with high-performance hardware. The needs and budget of the company constitute the requirements of the hardware. On another case, if the budget is not in the playing field required for the computing power necessary to run the business, then you really have no business and should revert to sponsorship or selling of the company assets to acquire that budget. Technology in a company is very important as it defines crucial factors for decision making while it enables specific strategies and innovation. When thinking about what kind of hardware will be necessary for the business, it is important to understand what the business application will be as well as the business work process. Understanding how the needed applications will interact with users as well as work schedules and traffic will define the hardware requirements on computing. There are, in essence, two different kinds of computing options for people, thick and thin clients. Thin clients refers to devices that generally remote into a server that handles a compute request and performance. That is, these devices are generally low on performance and are only used as a window or remote connection into the actual desktop running the application located on the server. These devices will need very little maintenance, security, and support. They will also generally cost less because of the limited space and performance. The solution is great in the sense that it can be easier to manage and deploy while potentially staying under budget. On the other hand, these devices will need reliability on specific factors such as network communication, server performance, and server availability. Sure, the user will not be able to install software and the possibilities of malware will be minimized, but if the network goes down, the user will not be able to produce any work. Additionally, if the server is not configured in such a way for high availability, if the application or the server were to go down, the entire process will be placed on hold, which, depending on the outage, could cost the company a significant loss. Thick clients, on the other hand, will have the ability to do compute work on each independent computer. Depending on the setup, they may run the application independently with minimal interaction with the server. This solution will allow users more functionality and will be able to do more on the computer in comparison to the thin client. This means that the dependency on the server will be minimized as well as the network. A thick client will allow for remote work and overall higher productivity. Yet going this route will have its drawbacks. Thick clients allow for more functionality but can open the door for security risks. As in many cases, the users will have the ability to use computers in environments outside of the organization. This prompts itself to potential threats that even with low access can harm the company. Additionally, with local storage and the flexibility of transfer of data locally on the computer, the company may lose important data to any reason that directly affects the computer, such as stolen computers or hardware malfunction. If the computer in the environment will be a thick client, the business can be certain that the cost of purchasing and maintaining these computers will go up. The company will need to support the large amounts of computers deployed as well as a server environment. These two scenarios are generally the big ones used in businesses, yet the options are not always as clear as black and white. Both scenarios present themselves to boundary crossing that allows for some flexibility. There will be some thin clients that allow for local storage and transfer storage. Additionally, some specific applications can be installed, giving the users more functionality. On the other hand, using remote apps as software options will allow for lower security needs. The approach of using apps instead of remote desktops will give the users the ability to use an application securely without needing to be on the company network. This will minimize the security vulnerabilities while allowing the user to work with more resources if they are using a thick client. Based on my experience with both environments, thin clients have a significant number of limitations that can work against the productivity. Using thick clients for end users does not require more does require more support and overall security, but if done correctly, can increase productivity and have the flexibility for upgrades and potentially new software deployments. Thank you.